You're an ambitious man. You're probably maybe reading books, you're working out, you're journaling, you're meditating, and you may think that you're moving forward in life, but in reality, I can guarantee you that doing these things is not necessarily gonna move you in life. Don't get me wrong, you're actually, in a certain way, you're being productive, you know? When you cold shower, when you work out every day, when you do all of these things. The problem with that is that at a certain point in your life, at a specific situation, it is not what you need. For those who don't know me, let's say I'm trying to help young, ambitious men between 18 and 25 achieve their goals through productivity systems and identity shift. I see a lot of young men looking at those self-improvement YouTube videos telling you that you gotta journal, you gotta meditate, you gotta read books, you gotta work out, you gotta cold shower, you gotta do these 5 main principles if you wanna be successful, if you wanna be productive, if you wanna feel like you're moving forward in life. Well, that's the problem that I'm seeing. You feel like you're moving forward in life, but you're not really moving forward in life. Back in the days, I used to be super obese. I was super fat. I wasn't super depressed in my life, playing video games 12 hours a day. I wasn't thinking about business. I wasn't thinking about having a purpose in my life. You know, I was just giving into the bad habits. And the main push that allowed me to become a better version of myself was actually looking at those self-improvement videos, reading books, working out, taking cold showers every day. Back in the days, oh boy, I remember, that was super painful. Now I can easily take on cold showers. It doesn't really have an effect to me anymore. I just take them like normal showers. At a certain point, you actually need a purpose, you know. Working out, cold shower, reading books, self-improvement overall is really good to have that first push. It is good to have that first push in your life to actually be more motivated, more disciplined, so that you train your brain to not get instant gratification, wait to actually get good results. It is always better to take on a cold shower and read books instead of scrolling on social media. As a matter of fact, I don't even have social media. I post all my videos on my laptop. But when things got kind of serious in my life, when I got into sales, I wanted to start my own business, I was using productivity tips as a way to escape the actual work. So instead of focusing on getting better at sales, I would read more books about sales. Instead of learning how to handle more objections, I would go run 10 kilometers and take on cold showers. Instead of actually focusing on the main goals I wanted to achieve financially, for example, I would focus on the other aspect of self-improvement, reading books, meditate. Oh, maybe if I meditate, I'm gonna feel productive. But you know what? A few months later, I actually noticed that my bank account was still low because I would spend the first 2-3 hours of the day just being productive, working out, taking on cold showers, putting all these things in place before getting into the work. You see where I'm going with this? I'm not saying reading books is bad. I'm not saying working out is bad. But being productive for hours a day just because I did not want to do the work was the exact thing holding me back into doing my work. It is super contradictory because my main channel is about productivity, but sometimes productivity is really gonna back you off toward your goals. But sometimes productivity is really gonna hold you back from achieving your goals. And I'm talking about this from experience. So I noticed a trick, a good trick that some people are gonna disagree with it, but it is the only thing that actually works, and it doesn't come from my mouth. It actually comes from me binging productivity motivational videos from Alex Hormozi. He was talking about the best productivity tips. I was hooked by his video. I clicked on it and it was really simple. He said that the best productivity tip that someone can get is not working out, is not reading books, is not spending hours looking at motivational videos wondering whether or not it is gonna work. Of course it doesn't. You try it by yourself. I tried it. It doesn't fucking work. It is just working on your goal. If your goal is just to get better at sales, then you should only focus working your first 4 hours a day on becoming a better sales guy. If your goal is to become a business owner, then your 4 first hours should really focus on how to get the best product possible in my market. How can I beat all my competitors by having an outstanding and compelling offer? If your goal is to look at your niche, you don't have to meditate to understand your niche. No. Your goal is just to spend at least 4 hours a day making market research on your niche, understanding their pain points, understanding their desires, understanding the correlations between the people that are buying and people that are not buying your product. Because it is the only thing that will move you forward towards your goal. I'm selling you productivity systems. Don't get me wrong, there is a link down below. I'm making benefits by making these videos, because I actually help people become more productive. But the things that I'm selling is not just selling you, oh, you have a workout. If you want to get rich, you gotta work out. You gotta change. You gotta meditate every day. You gotta take cold showers. You gotta watch motivational videos. No. The only thing I focus on in productivity is tracking the main goal I'm doing and self-reflecting on my daily actions to know whether I'm on the right direction or not. I don't spend more than 15 minutes a day on my productivity systems. I don't spend more than 15 minutes. All I do is track my goal, understand where I'm at and where I want to be. That's it. And then right after that, I either spend 4 hours a day working on my products or 4 hours a day focusing on my finance research and studies. Because the reality is that at the end of the day, it is the only thing that matters. The work you put in is the only thing that matters. The guy that is beating you right now, he's not spending more hours watching motivational videos. He's just doubling his output and focusing on getting work done because he doesn't need to be motivated. He just understood that if you want to beat everyone else, you just gotta not only work smarter, but also work harder than everybody else. You can be trash talking in the comments, saying that all I'm saying is bullshit, all I'm saying is trash, but this is what Charlie Morgan is saying about this. This is what Alex Hormozi, a future billionaire, is saying about this. This is what Alex Becker is always saying in these videos. And if you don't believe me, you can just check out their channel and prove me wrong. But for now, I can guarantee you that if you triple X your work, you're gonna have triple X results. If you wanna have a better understanding on this, I'm gonna upload soon a couple of videos where I go through the psychological aspect of work and productivity. So do me a favor, follow this channel and make sure you turn on notifications because I'm gonna be uploading some bombs in the future.